Last year, when we expressed our thoughts about Jude Anthony Joseph's 2018, one of the biggest hits of the Malayalam industry, you might have sensed some concern in our thoughts. We loved 2018 and yet wondered if the nuance, rootedness, and delicacies of Malayalam cinema would be influenced by the massive success of the film. After all, it was a film that falls into the template of survival drama that are ultimately easy to export to a larger audience space with the visual spectacles understandable across languages. We were worried if the industry, following the success of 2018, would veer towards more massy affairs that's prevalent in most other industries nowadays. Chidambaram's Manjummel Boys relieves us from any such concern whatsoever. A film that, though fits into the familiar template of a survival drama, has so much more to offer that you fall in love with the genre all over again. A film that matches patterns and yet transcends above them. It is difficult to put your finger on a single parameter that elevates this experience of watching Manjummel Boys. Be it in the rawness on display as we watch the camaraderie between the boys on screen, be it through the jaw-dropping camera work of Shaiju Khalid or the set design by jan.e.man, or be it the subtexts of nature, friendship, or God that add metaphysical layers to the real-life source materials of the film. Chidambaram, in his second directorial feature, strikes at the softest chords of human emotions that effortlessly connects with the audience. And in the process, he offers a new addition to the Hall of Fame of Malayalam New Wave, giving us an instant classic that we explore in this new video. Unlike most survival dramas that start with the ominous signs about some impending calamity, the movie starts on an everyday note as we are introduced to the bunch of childhood buddies, better known as the Manjummel Boys. We meet them making ruckus at a local wedding, reminding us of the boys from Tallumala, our favorite Indian film from 2022. And then, much like the audience entering this marriage scene and getting introduced to the boys, who else walks along with us into this wedding? Prasad, a cab driver, one of the guests, played by Khalid Rahman, the director of Tallumala. You can't resist that smile on your face if you're a fan of this industry, and there you go, set up for a meta journey even before anything at all has happened on the screen. Well, to be honest, nothing hardly happens for the first 40 minutes or so in the film, apart from establishing the comfort, closeness, and love among these man-childs we watch. They remind us of all the boys in our neighborhood, mostly trouble and hardly of much value in our careful considerations. And yet, our default go-to men if there is any heavy lifting needed or any household work. We watch them breaking rules, pushing boundaries, running careless with perhaps somewhat of a condescending gaze, as if looking at a bunch whom you would watch for fun from a distance but avoid being close to. But when this same lot pulls off the unthinkable by the end, when Ilayaraja's Kanmani Anbudo Kadalan and Kamal Hassan's dialogues from Guna find a different meaning altogether as they echo around the cave, your initial ego is defeated, free to acknowledge yourself as a learner to proclaim, there's so much more to know in this world. As you may appreciate, it demands a separate technical analysis of the craftsmanship of Shaiju Khalid's camera work or Ajayan Chaliseri's production design under director Chidambaram. Those scenes of the cave staged on a temporary setup near Kochi would make international makers proud and will stay with you forever. But then we are not experts at that, and we'll stick to the feelings and our experience of watching the film. And we feel that it is those initial 40 minutes of camaraderie and nothingness that renders fuel to the pulsating agency of the film that follows and the visuals that Chidambaram and his team create. We have seen so many survival dramas. We know what is to follow, where the film will lead us to, being based on a real-life event. So why does the film strike this unique chord? We feel it is because of the way the friends we watch push, smile and laugh, cursing each other at one point and caring at the next. It is because of this gratifying rawness that is the signature of Malayalam cinema for some time now, that is ingrained in every frame of this film. While 2018 struck for its ambitions of following Hollywood blockbusters like Twister or Independence Day, Manjummel Boys, even with the guardrails of a survival drama, reminds of the human bonding as in Sudani from Nigeria. It smells like the bromance we had in Kumbalangi Nights or the never-ending human pursuance we lauded in Thondimuthalam Drikshaksyam. This is the very reason we come back to Malayalam cinema every time. Be it after overwhelming experimental stuff from film festivals or the headliners from Hollywood, Bollywood or Korea. Our cinephile lives always find shelter in Malayalam cinema that steers us to the core of human feelings, emotions and camaraderie. You would not be wrong in asking that why are we talking about Malayalam cinema more than the film itself? That is because Manjummel Boys is perhaps a fitting tribute to the friendship and camaraderie that exists in this industry today. At one level, the film presents the real story of a group of friends and the tragedy that struck them on their trip to Kodaikanal back in 2005. But at another level, through the story of friendship and resistance, the film also represents how the Malayalam film industry, with stalwarts and newbies hand in hand, has strived for continual quality and resisted commerce and convenience from eating up the industry. That is why you feel that the amazing success of the film is also owed to the likes of Ashik Abu, Anwar Rashid or Dilish Pothan, as it is the entire brotherhood of Malayalam movie makers who have participated in this tug of war against money and politics in their love for cinema. It is also owed to its mature and faithful audience who love cinema beyond limits, like the Manjummel gang risking safety to get inside the shooting spot of their favourite star's celebrated film. That is why Malayalam films always have never-ending thank you credits, thanking who's who from the industry as well as the fan clubs, much like the Manjummel gang pushing everyone they want together inside the police car. That is why a fellow director like Khalid Rahman or Jean Paul Lal effortlessly walks into Chidambaram's film as supporting cast. That is why when Prasad, who has only known the boys very recently, doesn't desert them when tragedy strikes. It works at multiple levels. By the time we also realize how Chidambaram in those initial 40 minutes of the film had set up plot points that would pay off near the end of the film. Simple lines and unique actions of each character from the beginning pays off during the rescue mission at the end, as each exertion of fellowship contributes to the incredible accomplishment. We have seen that before, yes, but because of the delicate and rooted treatment in Manjummel Boys, or for that matter in most new wave Malayalam cinema, the characters feel real and the proceedings do not feel exerted. And thereby also comes the subplot of man and religion, as underlined in the book we find in Subhash's home as Kuttan goes to pick him for Kodai. We realize Subhash is an atheist as he mocks the idea of God being the light from above. And then, as he waits for his certain death inside the deep trenches of the Guna cave, the light comes from above in the form of his friend Kuttan. Later, when an old lady refers to Subhash as God for coming back from the clutches of death, it might also be interpreted as divinities to be blessed with real love and friendship, like Subhash and the Manjummel gang. Like we hear the boys referring to their bonding and friendship to be divine beyond mortal understanding. What an extraordinary idea to portray the divinity of friendship, the theme of the film that works at real levels. Well, that is all from us today. Thank you for watching.